What's up, dudes? How's it going? Hope everybody's doing alright with the whole, Corona thing going on. I have consistently failed to upload at the right time because I keep getting distracted by shit. So, here I am. New format, kind of. It's pretty much the same shit. I'm gonna talk about a show this time. Wow, so different. Not talking about video games or playing video games or anime. Except it is. I'm talking about anime. I'm doing more. I'm talking about anime. Why am I so out of breath? I'm gonna talk about Cowboy Bebop, and this is gonna be kind of a quickie. Partially because I need to get this uploaded by tonight, and partially because my brother Liam, who used to do this channel with me and then just kind of left, yet he keeps bitching about how long my videos are, so I'm shortening it now. This is gonna be a little quick one. Just I'm just gonna 5-6 minutes just talk about Cowboy Bebop. It's an old ass anime. Most people have seen it or heard of it. It's kind of a pop culture phenomenon. It's Cowboy Bebop. It's dope as fuck. Everybody knows Cowboy Bebop, is what I thought. Turns out a lot of people actually haven't seen this show. Yeah, including myself until about circa 15, 16-year-old Gray, which is me. So, yeah, I saw this show maybe 4 or 5 years ago for the first time. And it was dope. It's dope as hell. It's such a good fucking show. And I'm gonna really quickly kind of talk about why, without spoiling it, because I think everybody needs to go into this show without knowing what they're getting into fully to really kind of get the most out of it. First of all, the animation in Cowboy Bebop. It's kind of dated, because it is from, I think, it's early, it's not... It's from the late 90s. It's about 1998. So the animation is old, and you can tell that. It's got this very, 90s vibe to it. If you've watched any anime from the 90s, like Evangelion, or I don't know, classic Hunter x Hunter, which I never actually watched, it looks like that. It's not a bad thing. The animation has a vibe to it, right? Vibe check. Oh god, why am I like this? Actually, surprisingly, the fight scenes are pretty well done, but that's not really the focus of Cowboy Bebop. Then there's the music. Fuck! The music from Cowboy Bebop is iconic. It's iconic. It's really, really good music. It's jazzy at times. It's bluesy at times. It's good. It's a really good soundtrack. Everybody has heard the title song, or seen the title sequence. If you watch Archer, the title sequence from that is based off of the intro to Cowboy Bebop, right? Cowboy Bebop it's Cowboy Bebop, and the soundtrack really reflects that. It's good. It's weird and unique, and it's really good. It doesn't, most people, especially anime intros, they don't like them. Anime music and anime intros are often kind of bad. There are obvious exceptions, and Cowboy Bebop is kind of at the forefront of that list. It's such a good soundtrack. I listen to it all the time. There's an entire subgenre of music that's literally just Cowboy Bebop lo-fi jazz, and it's my favorite thing ever. It's so good. It's that good. It's just so... Cowboy Bebop's good. The music reflects that. That's where that ends up. Normally when you're doing a review, it's kind of good practice to, talk about the actual fucking plot. But, I kind of have a problem with that with this show, because if you haven't seen it, you want to go in not knowing what you're about to watch. Because the plot's good. It's not... it won't, blow you away, I think, the first time you watch it. But one of my favorite things about this show is I come back to it every few years, right? I just recently rewatched it, and every time you come back to it, you can take something new out of it. You understand a little bit more, or the lesson at the end of the show is different now. It means something different to you. And that's a really powerful thing, to have that much, rewatchability in a show like this that's that old and only has 20-something episodes. Even if you just take the show at the shallowest, like, face value, it's still really fun to watch because at its core it is a fun, you know, space adventure show with a colorful cast of characters just going on these weird, wacky adventures. It's got a good formula and it works, but there's something deeper to it, which is, I think, really valuable. We don't get a lot of entertainment like that anymore these days. It's funny, it's cool, it's got action, it's jazzy as shit. It's just like, you know, if the show is the mood of jazz hands. Like, if you take jazz hands, you know, this thing, you can't do jazz hands without going, jazz hands. This show is like that. It has that energy for me. It's just it's jazz hand. It's that good. Whew! I didn't watch Cowboy Bebop until, you know, significantly later in its life cycle because it is from the fucking, you know, late 1990s. And a lot of other people also haven't watched it. So if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you go see it, even if you don't like anime. Because this is one of those few shows that, for me, transcends anime. It doesn't have, like, massive tits on one of the characters who exists solely to be fat material. It's a good show, and it has a reputation for being a really good show. So I imagine you've probably heard of it. And if you haven't gotten around to watching it, since everybody is locked at home right now, I recommend you go watch it. Because Netflix is apparently doing a live-action remake of it, and way more people need to have seen the original before that comes out. Because that might come out and be trash, and a lot of people will have that as their only experience with Cowboy Bebop. And that is a fucking crime. I don't give a shit if you don't like anime. I don't give a shit if you don't like space adventures. I don't give a shit if you don't like cool kung fu motherfuckers with guns. I don't care. It's a fun show, and it's really, really well made, and it's really, really deep. And if you don't like one of those things, it doesn't matter because everybody can take away something different from the show because it's that. I'm starting to lose the light, so I'm gonna go and start editing this video. My name is G-Man, and I'ma dip.